Today, we're breaking down entrepreneur Adam Ku's framework for building wealth. And he has a really interesting way of looking at it. He sees it as a game, one with a very clear set of rules, and he believes that pretty much anyone can learn to play and win. And that quote right there is really the core of his whole philosophy. Ku argues that creating wealth isn't about luck or some kind of magic secret. It's a system. It has rules. If you don't know the rules, you're going to struggle. But if you master them, well, everything changes.
And that's the big question, isn't it? What are these rules? This leads us right to the heart of his thinking. There's this universal formula that he claims is followed, whether they know it or not, by all self-made millionaires. So this is where we get into the idea of a universal blueprint. Ku looked at all these people who built incredible fortunes in totally different fields. We're talking real estate, education, tech, and he realized they all shared a common set of habits. They were all following a surprisingly similar path.
And this is that master plan, a 7-step formula that basically acts as the complete guide to playing and winning the game of money. So let's dive in and break down each and every step.
First things first, Ku really emphasizes that the game of wealth doesn't start in your bank account. Not at all. It starts in your mind. So the first 3 steps are all about building that internal foundation you need for success.
And here they are, the 7 steps that make up the complete rulebook. We're going to cover everything from your mindset and your plan to taking action, growing your money, and finally, making sure you protect it.
All right. Step 1 is the foundation for everything else. You have to create wealth in your mind before it ever shows up in your bank account. It means you have to start thinking like a millionaire before you actually become one.
And this slide just illustrates that shift perfectly. It's about moving away from that victim's mindset, making excuses, blaming other people, complaining, and instead taking 100% ownership. With a winner's mindset, problems suddenly look like opportunities, and failures, well, those just become valuable learning experiences.
Okay, on to step 2. Vague wishes like, I want to be rich or I just want more money, they're totally useless in this game. And why is that? It's because you can't create a strategy for a fuzzy target. You need a specific number, a clear destination that you're aiming for. So, once you have that specific goal, step 3 is about building the map to get you there. Your financial plan has to calculate exactly how much you need to save and invest every month, the kind of return you need to get, and the timeline to make it all happen. Okay, so your inner blueprint is all set. Now, we shift gears to the external game. These next steps are the engine of wealth creation. These are the actions you take to turn that plan into real, tangible results. This is where you really hit the accelerator. Step 4 isn't about getting a small 5% raise at your job. Nope. It's about dramatically, massively increasing your earnings to really turbocharge your financial plan.
And the goal here is not a tiny bump. Ku challenges you to aim for a 5 or even 10-fold increase in your income. That's a target so bold, it forces you to completely rethink how you make money, to move way beyond just a salary.
And you don't do this by working 10 times the hours. You do it by working smarter. It's all about creating multiple streams of income, focusing on the value you can provide, and you can often do it without quitting your job or risking a bunch of money.
But earning a massive income is kind of pointless if your expenses just grow to match it, right? It's like pouring water into a leaky bucket. That brings us to the next crucial rule. You have to master your cash flow. This quote just nails the essence of step 5 perfectly. Real wealth isn't built on what comes in, it's built on what you're able to keep, save, and then put to work for you. That is a critical distinction that so many people miss.
And here's the tangible target for you. The goal is to reduce your expenses by about 20 to 30%, and often you can do this without really sacrificing your lifestyle. This isn't about being a penny pincher, it's about being efficient and really intentional with your spending. Okay, managing your cash flow is only half the battle. Just saving money is never going to make you rich, especially with inflation eating away at it. You have to take that extra cash you've created and put it to work for you. And that brings us to step 6, the power of investing.
Millionaires don't just let their money sit in a savings account. They actively invest to get consistent returns of 15 to 25% every year. At those rates, the power of compounding just takes over, and it allows them to build a fortune while taking minimal, calculated risks.
All right, so you've built your wealth, but the game isn't over. The final phase, what you could call the end game, is all about making sure you can keep what you've built for the long haul. Think about it.
How devastating would it be to spend years, maybe even decades building a fortune, only to lose it all because of a lawsuit or an unexpected illness or some other disaster you didn't see coming? Protection is the final and most crucial rule of the game.
And this slide shows you exactly how it's done. You build a financial fortress by putting together a team of professionals, lawyers, accountants, insurance advisors. They help you create a shield to protect your assets from taxes, lawsuits, and all of life's unexpected curveballs.
So after you follow all 7 steps, what's the ultimate prize? What does it actually look like to win the game of money, according to this framework?
This right here is the destination, financial abundance. And it's not just about having $1 million in the bank. It's about reaching a point where your assets generate enough passive income that's money you don't have to actively work for to fund your ideal lifestyle forever. That's how you get out of the rat race.
So, there you have it. The 7-step blueprint is all laid out. The rules of the game are on the table. The only question left is the one that Adam Koo's framework turns right back around to you. What's your next move going to be?